Hey, what's up? We are live. We're live. I've got my little microphone over here, and the topic of today is do carbs, in fact, make you fat? Okay, and we're gonna be going in depth with this topic, but first of all, I want you guys to do one thing for me. If you just joined this live stream, make sure you hit that like button, support me as much as possible, please, because I want to keep this going. We've got 60 days of live straight, and this is a lot of my time, but I want to help you guys as much as possible. Secondly, if you guys have any questions at all that you guys want to ask, feel free to ask away. I am here to help you guys, okay? So I want you guys to enjoy this as much as possible. And as much as I do, I want to help you guys as much as possible. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm keen. Let's get straight into this live stream as well too. I've got some pretty cool stuff that I want to share with you guys at the same time as well too. But without beating around the bush too much, let's get straight into it. Our topic of the day is, let me just make sure I get my focus back on my face. Ooh, okay, that's nice. I've got a nice little purple light on me today as well, so something new I just got. Our focus of today is do carbs, in fact, make you fat? Okay, do carbs make you fat? Okay, and before we get into this topic, I want to actually just tell you the answer to that. The answer is no. Carbs do not make you fat. Okay, and repeat this: carbs do not make you fat. Should you cut out carbs from your diet? There's a time to, and there's also a time not to. Okay, so I'm going to be going through these things, and I want you guys to ask any questions. Hi, universe. Say hi as well when you jump into the chat. And your boy is here to support you guys as much as possible. I'm using my camera today, so the quality is going to be next level. I want to take these live streams to another level for you guys. So help me by hitting that like button when you join this live stream as well too. I want to bring quality to you. So do carbs make you fat? Like I said, the answer is no. And why? Okay. Now, first of all, why is it that when we eat carbs, it looks like we're getting fat? It looks like we look more bloated, okay? Yes, legend, absolute legend. I appreciate the support. Thank you, universe. Um, why is it that when you eat carbs, you start to blow it up? You start to feel like you're holding so much body fat, and then you tend to avoid it. Okay. Now I'll tell you why. Now carbs are polar to, oh, my boy, grab language, my boy. Thank you so much. There's actually supposed to be an alert box that appears on the screen, but I'm not exactly sure why it is and when you donate. So thank you, my boy Graph Language, for the donation. A huge shout out to Graph. Thanks so much for the super chat. You're an absolute legend, mate. I appreciate you. Okay. Thanks, Graph Language. Shout out. Oh, Graph Language. The donation box appeared. I love it. I love it. I need to actually make this better so you guys can see it better. Ooh, this is I love it. I love it. Whenever you guys donate money, it now comes up and pops up on the screen. So that's pretty cool. Something a little bit different I wanted to set up for you guys. Huge shout out to Graph Language. Thanks so much for the donation. Anyone that that's a super chat, I'm going to be shouting you guys out. And yeah, and even my next video as well too. So in my last live stream I did yesterday, a huge shout out to Trey. That was awesome. I had my biggest donation so far, which was $49, and a huge shout out, a massive shout out to Graph Language for continuously supporting, always shouting out some super chat for the team as well, taking one for the team, and always donating. I really appreciate it, guys. You don't know how much this means to me. Getting onto the topic of carbs, and guys, if you joined this live stream, please hit that like button. I appreciate the love and support. You guys are the real MVPs. Before we get back into the topic, there's a question here. When you are lifting weights, is it better to do more reps with lighter weights, or is it better to do less reps with heavy weights? I love this question. In fact, this could have been actually a whole live stream on its own, but let me get into the topic a bit more, okay? So, is it better to lift weights and do more reps with lighter weights, or is it better to do less reps? Now, this depends on your goal, okay? If your goal is predominantly to get bigger, stronger, build more muscle, I would say you are better off doing a good amount of reps still. So when I say less weight, okay? So we'll go heavier weight and less reps, okay? But when I say less reps and heavier weights, I still am looking at between that 6 to 10 rep range, okay? That's still in the bodybuilding range, okay? But you're also gonna need a little bit more rest for it. When you look at the hypertrophy curve, okay, that's probably one of the most predominant way to build muscle, okay? Now, there's a little bit of green lines into it, okay? If you do lift lighter weights, okay, with more reps, you still can build muscle, but depending on how light you go. You don't want to go light to a point where it's not, you are almost hitting a cardio session, okay? This is where people make the biggest mistakes, okay? What we want to do is still be working in the anaerobic phase. We want to be building those fast twitch muscle fibers, the bigger muscle fibers, not the smaller ones, okay? So we still want to be still putting tension on the muscle and still working that anaerobic phase to be able to develop the muscle. And we're still working the hypertrophy phase. Now, what is better, like you said, lifting heavier weights and less reps is better. However, if you lift heavier weights with less reps and your form and technique isn't as good, what happens is you basically draw the tension away from the muscle that you are trying to activate to more your joints, okay? And those muscles don't grow. So this is the biggest mistake that a lot of people do. They make this mistake so often that it affects their entire growth, okay? And this is why I emphasize on the fact that you guys should always focus on your mechanical tension or execution of the movement, which basically means your form and technique. Now, when you master your form and technique, only then should you slowly, progressively lower it and increase the weight. Does that make sense? Like, universe, I hope that makes sense to you. Okay, so this is me trying to explain to you. Look, lifting your heavier weights is always going to be predominantly better. Now, when does lifting lighter weights play a bigger role? Okay. Hi, Peter. How are you? Lifting lighter weights can be good when you have injury. Okay. But it's also good for muscle growth. You're still putting tension on the muscle. Just don't go too light. You still want to be challenging yourself. Okay. Now, if you lift lighter weights, you also want to increase the volume. And this is where the metabolic training part kicks in. And I was talking to Trey and Graf. I actually have to still send you my metabolic program once it's complete, because you guys are going to be some of the first people. You guys donated to me, so you guys are going to be the first people to receive my full metabolic program. And I'm excited to see your journey and see how you go with it, because that's going to be awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate the love as well. Don't forget to hit that like button as well. I really, really appreciate the love and support. So, on the topic of lifting weights, is it better to do more reps or heavier weights? It's not a very simple answer or a straightforward answer, but you guys can see. In short, to simplify it, if you do lift heavier weights, make sure your form and technique is good. If you do lift lighter weights, add some volume in there, okay? Add some variety in there. Hit all those targets that you want to hit, okay? Hey, Terrence. Anyway, guys, also, who's loving my quality today? My quality of my audio and my quality of my video as well, too. I went a little bit hard with this one for you guys. I'm going to put this up a little bit so it's a little bit brighter. Hopefully you guys can see me all right. Oh, Peter! Thank you so much, Peter, for donating. You're an absolute legend, mate. A huge shout out to Peter for donations. I honestly really, really appreciate these donations. And like I said, guys, I'm here to help you guys as much as possible. And I really, honestly, this means a lot. Thank you so much, Peter. You're an absolute legend. Absolute legend, mate. Now I can go buy some KFC with these. And yeah, you guys are absolute legends. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks so much. I'm going to continue helping you guys. You know, you guys motivate me daily, to keep pushing it as well, too. I really appreciate it. This might be a dumb question, but what's the difference between power cleans and hang cleans? Which is better? I personally prefer power cleans, but it just depends on your goal that you're working on. That's the biggest thing. When it comes to strength building and like for power training, especially for sports specific, it just depends on the exercises that you are actually working on. It also depends on your sports that you're playing and where it will benefit you. So when it comes to like when are you going to use your power cleans, when you're also going to be using your cleans, it just depends on the sports or the purpose that you're actually executing these movements for. So that's where it becomes a big thing. It's not very direct, if that makes any sort of sense. Do you know what I mean? But ideally, they're both great to develop your power. So I would not omit both of them, but it just depends where you're actually going to be utilizing both, okay? Now, going back to the topic of do carbs make you fat? Okay, I was talking about the reason why carbs make you sometimes could make you feel fat. And again, shout out to Peter. Shout out to Peter. I'm always going to be mentioning the massive shout outs and all the super chats in my live stream as well too. And even the next one too. So, like I said in the previous live stream, we had Trey and Graf. You guys were the biggest donators. Today it's been Peter's being my biggest donator. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Shout out to Peter and shout out to Graf again for continuously always supporting and donating in my live stream. I really appreciate the love and support. You guys are the real MVPs. Now, do carbs make you fat? Because we're going back to this topic. Do carbs make you fat? Do carbs make you fat? I know this has been running through a lot of people's minds because always on media, on the internet, if someone says, I want to get leaner, I want to lose weight, I want to get shredded, everyone's like, cut out carbs. But when should you cut out carbs? Should you cut out carbs at all? This is what I'm going to be explaining in this. Okay, so first of all, like I said, why do carbs make you feel that way? It's the way because carbs are polar to water. What carbs do is they actually attach themselves to water very easily, okay? So they make you hold more water. So this might actually increase like bloating, and that actually can make you appear fatter, okay? So with having carbs, you are going to be predominantly hold more water than usual. Carbs also make you feel heavier. Now, why do they make you feel heavier? Hi, Antonio. The reason why they make you feel heavier is because these carbs are very easily digested and turn into something called glycogen. Glycogen is stored into your muscle, so we call those glycogen stores. Now, glycogen stores can hold kilos and kilos and kilos of weight. So this can be a very, very big indicator of weight gain. So having a bit more carbs can be a game changer, but doesn't necessarily mean you're putting on body fat. Let me tell you why. Okay, out of your macronutrients, you've got your protein, your carbs, your fats. Okay, protein and carbs are your two thermogenic macronutrients. So if you go on a low carb diet and you go into high fat, okay, what this just means, this generally means is if you do end up having excess carbs, slightly excess carbs, your body is going to try and burn off those excess carbs as body heat, okay? It also takes a little bit more energy to digest these, and that's also called the thermic effect of food, okay? So ideally, you might actually be able to go a little bit over eating carbs as a macronutrient, okay? So this is some of the reasons why you should have carbs in your diet, okay? Another thing is 1 gram of carb equals 4 calories. 1 gram of protein equals 4 calories. 1 gram of fat equals 9 calories. So it's more than 2 times the amount per gram. It's easy to also eat your weight in fat. Even though fats can make you feel satiated, if you are very hungry and you reach out for a full fat meal, you could also eat that much because it's called caloric density. They are loaded in fats, okay? Especially when you eat in like lots of oils as well too. It's very easy to eat calories in fats in one sitting, okay? So if I wanted to go do a 10,000 calorie challenge, for instance, it's very easy for me to be like, look, I'm going to have very high fatty foods and I'm going to be getting that 10,000 calories very easy. However, if I decide to go high carbs with the 10,000 calorie challenge, I'm going to be struggling because I'm going to be full. And I'm like, if I wanted to go high carbs, lower fat, I'll be really struggling. But if I wanted to go higher carbs, higher fat, lower carb, easy done. So what this tells me is it's very easy to consume your body weight in fats than it is in carbs. However, and there's always a gray area. Carbs also make you feel hungry because your body is generally still working to process these. It's going to heat up your body, the thermic effects of food, but also it's very easy for your body to break down. However, fats in that case isn't. It's not very easy for your body to break down fats. So this is the issue that we have here. I'm trying to figure out, because some people are like, look, when I have carbs, I get hungry. So I end up eating more, okay? When I have fats, I don't get hungry. So I can eat less. Or my stomach is already expanded, so I can eat more fats and then I end up eating more in calories overall. So this is where the little gray line is, the gray area is, okay? Should you be eating carbs? Should you be eating more fats? Or should you be going on a ketogenic diet? What is keto diet? Okay, keto is usually a very low carb diet with higher fat. And what you're trying to do is basically letting your body utilize fats as a fuel source, okay, to the point where it would actually burn if your body gets very efficient at burning fats and also ketones in your body, it's going to be very good at burning the fat. from your body. I'm not saying any of these diets are wrong. I'm saying which one should you choose. So you got to figure out for yourself. Some people generally get very hungry when they eat carbs, and that's okay. If that's you, no problem. Everyone's born different. Everyone's made different. Okay. Some people are satisfied from eating carbs, and you know what? Because remember, if you're eating carbs, you can eat 2 times as much. 2 times as much is a lot of food, than you can in fats in the same quantity. But what's gonna satiate you better? So depending on your metabolism, depending on how you feel when you have these, that is the bigger question here that we should actually be focused on. Okay, I'm gonna change my color of my lights here. I'm gonna go for a more blue background. Ooh, this is cool. I just got these recently. But yeah, so this is a question, the biggest question, and this was mostly asked by a lot of people. Should I be eating more carbs? Should I be eating more fat? It all depends on how you feel. Okay, so carbs do not make you fat, so wipe that out of your memory. Carbs have their role they play, and that's one of the biggest things I wanted to bring to you guys. If someone told you carbs make you fat, tell them to come to Dr. Kwame, and I'll put them in their place and show you that. Okay, carbs do not make you fat. Okay, going over your calories you're supposed to have makes you fat, or not being active enough makes you fat. That's what actually contributes to your body storing body fat. Carbs don't make you fat. Okay, so that's one of the biggest things I wanted to bring to you guys. Okay, now enough talking from me. Ask me some questions. I want to help you guys as much as possible. Okay, so and there's no questions that are dumb. Again, a huge shout out to Peter. Thanks for the super chat. Huge shout out for to Graph Language. Thanks for the super chat. You guys are the real MVPs. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. You guys have made my day. You're making my day. You're making my day as well. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. My Instagram's on the top left corner at Kwame Dua. Don't forget to follow it. My TikTok is Kwame Dua Official. My Facebook is BB Kwame. And yeah, my YouTube, Kwame Dua V2. You guys are probably watching from here now anyway. So I just want to say thank you for your time, really. Thanks for coming down. Thanks for asking questions. Thank you guys for donating to keep this going. You guys are motivating me to keep this 60-day challenge, and I 100% reckon I'm going to get it done easily this time because I've got the motivation. James, are you from Ghana? Yes, both my parents are Ghanaian. And Ghanaian is my heritage. I live in Australia, though. I live in Australia, and I am Australian too, but my heritage is Ghanaian, so both from Ghana, yes. Is it true that lifting stunts your growth? I heard many people say it does, and I've heard many people say it's genetics. Does it actually stunt your growth? Oh, I love this question. This is actually another question for another live stream. So I'm not going to go too in depth with it, but I love the question, so I'm going to put that one in. Does lifting stunt your growth? This is a very, very see, a lot of people don't have the answer for this because there hasn't been enough research done on it. However, okay, why do people think lifting stunts your growth? That's what we gotta look into more, okay? So, first of all, things like squatting, okay, or deadlifting, how much pressure you can be putting on your spine, how much you can be compressing your spine, okay, and also, your body is also utilizing most of those nutrients, okay, to growing those muscles and getting them bigger. Is that going to affect your height because your body needs those nutrients to grow taller? Okay, that's a question. Honestly, I can't honestly answer for you, but I can give you my opinion on it. In my opinion, I do not think lifting actually stunts your growth. I think it's very genetic with your height. Everyone is very different. However, I think lifting at a young age when you're not fully developed can have an effect, a physiological effect on your development. Okay, just more the fact that you're probably gonna grow broader, get bigger shoulders, bigger chest. Yeah. I'm gonna go a little bit more in depth with this in another live stream, but I really like this. But in my personal opinion, I don't think lifting stunts your growth. So I hope that answers your question, because yeah, that's a very big one. That's a good question as well, because a lot of people, that's one that's very raised very often. They cut me down from football team due to my previous leg injury from my universities. I am work hard to get back into the team. Hey, Peter, you got this, brother. You absolutely got this. Don't worry about those injuries. You overcome them. So, just a little bit of a background story to me. About a couple of years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, I tore my bicep off the bone. And I know this sounds gruesome, but I literally ripped it off the bone. I had to have surgery to reattach it. And for me, it was a very tough place. So, if you're feeling me right now, Peter, I know what you're going through. I kind of felt very low. My whole job was always been like, my social media, my lifting. So I couldn't do that. And it kind of put me in a very dark place at the same time too. I wasn't happy. But I overcame it. Okay. One of the things I saw a lot of people that actually destroyed their careers from injuries, especially the bicep tear one. So I had a lot of discouragement there, but I also had these little positive loopholes. So what I want you to do is look at people that have actually had leg injuries from and have come back because they are motivation, okay? Or people that have come back from injuries. I came back from a bicep tear, and then I came back and won the world title in bodybuilding straight the year after because I gave it everything I wanted. So you can do it. You 100% can, okay? And you got to keep that positive mindset because you know what's going to happen? You're always going to have the positive mindset. You're going to have the negative fighting back, okay? You make that positive mindset always win. Always. It's always your number one. Graph, can we open an epicel plate using acupuncture? Apparently you can. That's what I've heard as well too. I'm not exactly sure about that, but I'm gonna do more research on that and come back to you. I actually like that as well too. I'm definitely gonna come back there. That really pissed me off. I had a football scholarship, pay for university, believe in myself that I'll get back in the team. I'm working out in the gym and outdoor. You can get it. Okay. Do you know what? It's going to be even more satisfying when you come back. That's the best part. Okay. When is it like I think someone asked me a question yesterday, actually, I think that was Trev, and he said, what is your ultimate goal? And I said, to be happy, but not just meaning everything goes right for me. Life always works in our way. Okay. I just gotta be able to notice that there are hurdles. Okay. We're gonna come across hurdles, and these hurdles are just a learning curve to teach us certain things, okay, that we gotta learn, which kind of sucks in life sometimes. But once we learn how to overcome these hurdles, that's a huge thing. That's a game changer. So you can do it and you will do it. I believe in you, Peter, and I know you come back stronger and you show people up and you are gonna be a football star. You are gonna be a massive football star. Very annoying with everything that's happening because that's not fair to you. But you got this. I believe in you, and I know you're gonna do very well. I know you are. Does anyone have any questions? Does anyone have any questions at all? I appreciate that, Peter. Thank you. I'm glad I can help push you guys and help you as much as possible. Hope you guys are doing well too. Hope you guys are, not just fitness wise. I hope you guys are having a great one, like a great day. This is very variable. This is which bench press is most effective, normal, incline, or decline. This depends on what muscle groups you're actually lacking or what muscle groups you're stronger at. My personal, me personally, flat bench press has always been my key. It's been my king. It's been my number one. However, I started to focus on my incline at one point, and I know a lot of professional athletes in bodybuilding also love to focus on their incline. My lower chest has always been a very strong part for me. So my lower part of my chest has always been strong. So I don't do decline at all. Okay, my upper chest was lacking for a while, and so I kind of had to refocus on my upper, so my incline part for a while. However, one of the things I've always kept in has always been my flat bench. Not just for ego purposes to say I can bench a heavy weight, but I found flat bench really, really effective as well because it obviously hits all the parts of your chest. But if you want to focus a little bit more, I'll definitely say it's always great to be able to get into an incline because the incline is usually the harder part of the chest to develop. That's what everyone finds very hard. Now, even when you have the smallest arch, you're going to be hitting your decline part of your chest too. So that's where it becomes very tricky with a lot of people. I hope that answers the question as well too. It's a good one. Yeah, and I honestly, bench press. If you want to improve your bench press and your chest growth, focus on frequency. Increase the amount of times you train in chest. It's a massive game, like massive game changer. Massive. Whew. Okay? While you guys are here, I'm gonna ask you a question. What's your favorite exercise? What's one exercise? If you could only do one exercise in the world, what would it be? This is a very tough one for people. I know you guys are gonna have to think about it. I'm gonna tell you mine as well, but I gotta think about this one actually. And when I say favorite exercise, for me, it's an exercise that makes me feel good. Not too hard to execute, but feel good. Quads. Oh, nice. What exercise though? What would you do? Like, what exercise would be like? Do you mean leg extensions? My favorite. What's your favorite exercise and what's your most hated exercise as well? I'm very curious to see what you guys say. So my favorite exercise will have to be a spider curl or concentration curl for biceps. Cause I don't know, there's something about the pump, bro. Like it's amazing. Like it's just, I don't know. It just feels so good. If you skip leg day like a lot and you overdid it with upper body, would it be hard to move? Nah, it wouldn't. I don't think it would ever be hard to move if you overdid it with upper body. It just wouldn't look aesthetically pleasing. All legs, nice. Box jumps, nice, nice. Your favorite? Are these your favorite, guys? Is box jumps one of your favorite? I like box jumps. I like a nice little explosive movement. Biceps and triceps second, yes. Legs is fun. Like I love legs, but it hurts too. My always loved. Okay, there's also one exercise that you generally love and hate. Okay, mine is lunges. Dumbbell walk and lunges. I absolutely love it and hate it. I love it because I know it's good for me. I hate it because it's hard. So that's another part as well that can get pretty like tough. Like, do you love an exercise because it does good for you and you feel good and you feel rewarded, like you feel like you've done it. So, or do you hate the exercise because it's hard? Increased pump. My most hate exercise is probably the dumbbell bench press. I only like regular. Oh, I used to be like that. When I first started, I used to hate the dumbbell bench press. And then sorry, I was the opposite. I used to hate the barbell bench press, and then I started doing more barbell, and then I started hating dumbbell bench press. And over the years, I just started to love them both. They all have their place they play. Okay, all have their place they play. I love dumbbells. I love barbells. I have to see. For me, I have to have both. I have to. Nah, it's good. It's good to see that you guys what exercise you guys like, what you hate most. It's always fun and interesting to see. Unstable. Oh, do you mean which one? Do you mean the barbell or dumbbell? I'm playing around here with my lights. It's pretty cool. We're going back to green and blue and different colors. Woo! All right, guys. I just want to say a big thank you for joining this live stream. It's been an absolute pleasure. And before we go, a massive shout out to Graph Language, a massive shout out to Peter. I really, really appreciate the love and support. Everyone, please join me in thanking Peter and Graph Language. You guys are the real MVPs. If you come on later on, for this live stream. Don't forget to hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to watch through the whole thing. And I hope you guys learn as much as possible. Also, comment below on the video when it's done, guys, what you want to see next. If you have any ideas that come to mind, let me know, because I want to help you guys as much as possible. If you have any questions that you want me to go in depth with, I've got some good ideas from this live stream, because a few questions have been mentioned that we can expand on. But in time, I just want to share as much knowledge with you guys as possible and help you guys be the best versions of yourselves. So again, big thank you guys for your time, your effort, and everything. I appreciate the love and support that you guys give me. It's amazing. It's one lift that I don't know what it's called, where you grab the bar of the floor and like you split up and throw your hips forward and you don't touch the ground. So you grab the bar of the floor, you explode up. It's not a clean, is it? But you don't touch the ground. I don't know. I'll have to have a look at that one for you, because I'm a little bit confused. Well, if I see the exercise, I probably would know what it is as well too. Hey, quads. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thanks so much for your time. Absolutely respect you guys. Thanks again, Graf. Thanks again, Peter. You guys are the real MVP. Your boys are out.